Welcome everyone. Today we're gonna do a bunch of different games, kind of mess around a bit. Gonna start off with Tony Hawk. Having a little bit. Hey, welcome. I have a feeling the thing's acting up. I'm having a lot of issues today with streaming shit. I don't know what the hell's going on, but gonna do some Tony Hawk. Gonna do some Perfect Dark. All kinds of stuff. I gotta figure out what this audio issue is real quick. It is very rampant. I'm having some, like, ooh, there we go. But I hope you're doing well today, Crow. I was trying to fix a bunch of these issues, and then I go live and it shit the bed on me. So I gotta try to figure out what's wrong with this audio. Unreal Engine really, really hates when any other source of audio comes in. Originally, I wanted to do music with this. I wanted to do um some music alongside the gameplay because obviously I can't play any of the music sadly in the game. Um, but it would like rupture your eardrums because it just like freaked out. I don't know what the hell is going on, but I'm doing pretty well. Just got out of work. I got a whole free day after being at a convention. Oh yeah, get a strike as a little treat. Oh, you should have seen when I did the Star Wars streams. I got hit with I think like 13 uh like copyright things. Oh, that the Star Wars games are so fun. But I plan on anytime I do my Star Wars stuff, it goes on my YouTube live instead of my Twitch, just because it's like it just absolutely nukes it. Let me make sure this is all sounding all right. Unfortunately, it's going to be missing the music and stuff, but it kind of also is a positive because like for some reason OBS really hates Doom and it really hates Unreal Engine games. So if you hear the audio like start to spike, let me know because it is brutal. Oh, this guy, Andrew Reynolds. Also, I just got back from a convention this weekend. Like the previous weekend, I was really sick, and then this weekend I ended up going out to a convention for a few days, and I ended up getting this. Check this out. Hope I just had the back piece fall off, but it is the Mario Kart um crown. I thought that was really cool, and then also something really cool is you can take this little piece off too. So if you even want to have that like be decorative. So that was really cool. I love that. But I wanted to do like a bunch of different games today. I kind of want to get back in the groove of streaming. Let me go into this. There we go. Um, but I plan on spending a good amount of today doing like a handful of games. This 1+2 is such a phenomenal remake. It's unbelievably good. I wish I could say the same thing about 3+4. It's I like 3. I really like Pro Skater 3 in it. I don't like Pro Skater 4 in it at all. I also just don't like Pro Skater 4 in general, but I would still prefer the original 4 over um the 3+4 version just because it's so botched. I'm sad that I can't get any of the music or like any music in general for this because it was, dude, you should have heard it. It was bad. It was really bad. Have you played any other pro games? Oh yeah, absolutely. I actually have the entire collection of the original Neversoft games on every platform. And then I also have the other Pro series from the Activision O2 line. So like Pro Surfing, Pro Snowboarding, BMX. I love the Tony Hawk series. It's so much fun. It is one of my favorite games ever. My favorite Tony Hawk out of all of them is Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. That one's just phenomenal. I love that one. Do I have anything else? I think I got everything. Oops. I didn't do this in the beginning. There we go. But yeah, I love these games so much. I actually have both versions of some of the Tony Hawk games too. Because like American Wasteland actually has multiple versions. And then I have the PSP line as well for like Thug 2 Remix. And then I have American Skateland. Yeah, like they have it's really cool because what they tried to do is Activision realized how popular Tony Hawk was. So what they wanted to do was they were like, "Oh shit, let's make other games similar to Tony Hawk because Tony Hawk's selling so well." So they tried to do Kelly Slater's surfboarding, which is kind of a wet fart of a game. It's fine. It could be better. It's still fun though because it runs in the same engine as Tony Hawk. And then they had Sean Palmer's snowboarding, which if you don't know, you can actually play the demo in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 in the options menu. And then they had Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX 1 and 2. Yeah, they have like multiple. They have one for the PS1 and one for the PS2. And fun fact, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 actually features a level from Matt Hoffman's BMX that didn't reappear in 3+4, unfortunately. That one, I wasn't a fan of the BMX games, though. They're good. They're just a little... They feel a little clunkier because obviously you're riding a bike. But it was just a little too clunky for me to enjoy. I still think they're good games, though. I don't think they're bad in the slightest or anything. I think this one's a heel flip. Yep, there we go. How do you feel about Skate? I think Skate's really cool. I'm terrible at Skate. I tried to play Skate off and on in my life, and I just could never get into it. It looks really cool, but like, man, I just blow chunks at it. I think it's because I grew up with the more arcadey style with Tony Hawk. But yeah, like it looks so much fun. I love seeing all the memes that come out of it, especially like the fucking Jesus. The T-posing Jesus one. That one's great. I love that. The Pearl Jam playing in the background. It's so good, I love it. What do I gotta do now? I gotta hit these. I really wanted to get into Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3+4. Because, like, 3 is, like, so faithfully recreated in it. And it's like, I genuinely love the 3 one. But it's like, at the same time, I can't just replay the same, campaign over and over. It's like, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 4 is just such a bad, poorly designed recreation in it. The new extra levels, I think, are really good, though. I actually really like them. I took Pro Skater, played on PS1. Oh, wow. I grew up with Pro Skater 3, It was really funny. As a kid, I went the wrong way. As a kid, I had Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 on the Game Boy Advance, or not Game Boy Advance, but Game Boy Color. And I wasn't, like, I didn't really have too much access to, like, the internet and stuff like that. So, like, as a kid, I thought that, Pro Skater 2 originally was a Game Boy Color game. And I was like, damn, this is such a big improvement. Because it went from the, the Game Boy Color to, the PS2. I was like, holy shit. And then, like, found out, like, a little later. I was like, oh, that's actually... It was actually originally a console. Hey, good to see you, Grim. Hope you're doing well today. I don't think I'm going to make it over to this. Nah, I'm not going to make it over there. Yeah, the Game Boy Color ones are, like, really, really hard. Or at least was as a kid. But yeah, I thought, I was like, damn, that's such a big improvement. It was like, ooh, you get anything good for lunch? Yeah, I ended up getting Dunkin' actually for my lunch. My spouse ended up surprising me while I was at work because they had to come in to grab something. Let's see, is it here? Yep, it's here. That one. You know about the canceled Tony Hawk Space Jam movie? Yeah. Have you seen, what's it called? It's like Tony Hawk's like down, it's something fucking weird. He had a movie, like a CGI movie, that was like so bizarre. I can't remember what the name of it was. It was like, it wasn't Downhill Jam, I don't think. 'Cause that's a game. I can't remember what the hell it was called, though. Let me try to get into here. Leftover chicken Alfredo. Ooh, can't go wrong with chicken Alfredo. I love that shit. Let me not mess up this time. There we go. Okay, and then I mess up. Let me go over to here. Oh, I went right over there. There we go. Had so much I had leftovers today and Tuesday. Damn, good shit. I get the secret tape. That's easy for me to do. But going back to the original thing, I grew up with Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. And then I was using, like, my brother's PS2 at the time. So whenever they were gone, I didn't have the PS2 to play with. So, for Christmas, I think, like, 2005 or something like that, I got a PS2 Slim. And, it came with, Thug 2. That game was very fun as a kid. It's... oh my god, the audio. Holy shit. That's the audio issues I was having earlier. I don't know if you heard that. Oh, it's because the fucking... the Twitch thing. It's the Twitch alert overlay thing that caused that. Holy shit. Yeah! Okay, that's good to know. It's not... The overlay thing isn't working because of the Unreal Engine. Of course. That's good to know if whenever I do other Unreal Engine related games. Because every time I try to stream an Unreal Engine game or something, it freaks out hard. I don't know what the hell is wrong with Unreal Engine. Besides the usual stuff. But that's really funny to know. Let me look at these comments. Yeah, this is the first school from, this is the Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 campaign. I really enjoyed Tony Hawk Pro Skater, or not Pro Skater, Thug 2 as a kid. I used to play that all the time. I wasn't too big of a fan of the level design in them though. Um, I definitely feel like it was kind of like the weakest because I feel like American Wasteland does it a little better, but I still prefer the Pro Skater levels. But you could definitely tell like they were trying to make it more like an open world at that point, or like an open level thing. So it's like the levels don't flow as well because you're not on like a timer or anything. They're still good levels though, but dude, they were just ones I didn't prefer. Oh, I fucked up. Let's see, I remember when Need for Speed. Let's see what came out. Certified Good again. Oh my god, the Need for Speed games were so good. Like, holy shit. The what's it? Underground 2? I loved Underground 2 so much. I thought Underground 2 was like such a phenomenal racing game. I never beat it though because it's like the campaign just goes on for like ever. But that and like Underground 1. I have all the other ones too, but like I jumped right over that. I have all the other ones too, but I love them so much more. I did complete Need for Speed Most Wanted. I don't think I 100%ed it, but I did play through like almost everything. Let's see. It's all modern games basically. Yeah. I remember when yeah. But let me go back to 14-year-old and drive around Rise of the Storm. Dude, that rendition of that song is so goddamn good. I love that version so much. It's wild how many songs were made specifically just for that game. That and American Wasteland, a lot of songs for Tony Hawk's American Wasteland are actually covers. Because it's like at that point, that's how big American Waste, or like Tony Hawk as a franchise had gotten. And I just need the secret tape now. Oh yeah, Burnout's also really good. I know there's for Underground 2, there is a, like an HD fan-made version. Is this Airwalk? This is Airwalk. Nope, that's not Airwalk. Damn. I know there's an HD 4K version of Underground 2 that's, really good. I was watching some playthrough. It's like, I wouldn't mind playing through some of that. Probably not completing the story, because fucking hell, that story goes on for a long time. There we go. Yeah, same. Like, every time people always ask me what my, like, my music taste is, I'm just like, yeah, Tony Hawk soundtrack. Because, like, I don't know what it is. I can't listen to full albums. Wow, this didn't flag him at all. I don't know if this appeared for anyone. But that's a bot. Let's see. There we go. But yeah, I found out about so many bands from Tony Hawk. See that one Shrek game for PS2? Yeah, yeah, they just had the entirety of it in the files. I love that. In fact, all those games in Shell and Monks, Inception came out nearly back. Yeah, I know, right? There was so many bangers that was just coming out left and right. Deception was such a fun game. I'm trying to get Adzi to play through it on a stream. because he's super big into Mortal Kombat's. I remember when I was young, my brothers used to try to traumatize me with that game, and it worked. Because like mind you, I'm like 4. I'm probably like 4 or 5, and they're like, "Oh yeah, check this out," and then they just perform like the most gruesome fatality known to man back when those games were like on the PS2, and it traumatized me. I was like so terrified, and I thought it was like actual like kung fu and like karate and shit like that. But Deception was such a fun game. Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, Armageddon. Armageddon's campaign. It's fun. I like Armageddon's campaign. I really like the beat 'em up aspect of it. But like holy shit, that game just like flies through different areas and it's just like extremely linear. I can try to collect these now. Oh, it's up here. Oh, let's see. I showed one of my history teachers the PSP Deception and he laughed. Oh god, what was it? It was who is it? Quan Chi, he has like a dumbass fatality that just like elongates their neck. So let me turn this audio up for this some more. There we go. But I played so much on the PS2. Like for the most part Nintendo was my staple console, but like I played so much on the PS2, it was unreal. Because it was nice as well because you could get so many PS2 games for like relatively cheap. Oops. I was hoping to grind on that. You can get so many PS2 games for like dirt cheap at the time as well. So it was like I could always just go somewhere, spend like $10 and get like a full PS2 game. Oh god. Um I'm trying to think what else. But yeah, I have the entirety of the Tony Hawk's franchise. I used to have the entirety of the Neversoft, or not Neversoft, Midway, Mortal Kombat games. I had Shaolin Monk's Deception, had it on the PSP. I didn't have the GameCube version of Deception though. I had 5. And then, due to just having stuff stolen and like losing stuff when moving and stuff, I don't have the complete collection anymore, sadly. PS2 demo disc. I did not have the PS2 demo discs, but I did have the PS1 demo discs. I have one that has, actually funny enough, the BMX game on it. The BMX one, I think it had 3 Spyro levels. What else did it have? It had like some Dalmatians, like 101 Dalmatians, shit like that. Let me see. So many games from pawn shops. We had a game store near me that this guy didn't care about making money. All he cared about was making enough money to afford rent for the place. But you could literally, like, I bought the entire collection of Tony Hawk games for like $3 to $5 each game. It was wild. And I'd come in every week and he'd flip up a new game. He's like, "Oh, I got this one for you." It's like, damn. It was so cool. I loved that game store. At 112 missing 48 discs. Damn. Yeah, I didn't have any of the demo discs for PS2, but I did have them for PS1. I had a Game Shark for PS2 as well. I think that disc actually still works. Um, but the games I played a lot of on PS2 came mostly from my brothers. So like my dad was big into James Bond games like GoldenEye and Nightfire and shit like that. Oh, excuse me. Um, but he was big into them. So I had Nightfire, Agent Underfire, GoldenEye until that was stolen. World is Not Enough. I actually didn't get that from him. I ended up getting that from that game shop, but that game also got stolen, sadly. Um, what else did I have? I played a shit ton of Agent Under Fire. That's my favorite one. Let's see. The old demo disc of Metal Gear Solid. Ooh. Yeah, I think my brothers actually had the second version because there was actually 3 versions of the Pizza Hut demo discs. I had one of them. I think they had the other one. But we didn't have the first version, which had Tony Hawk on it. Oh, I missed it. Oh, banana. Yeah, fortunately, redeeming that with this game, it's just like, ooh, my eardrums. I don't know why Unreal Engine's so finicky with that. Yeah, but there's actually 3. I have the third version. I don't know when exactly it released. Nakey Jakey actually released a really good video about it years ago. Because I think he was talking about like demo discs and stuff like that. You get a hot za and get a whole game or a whole collection of demos for games. Like that shit's so sick. Also, this is my least favorite level in the entire uh 4 games of Pro Skater. I am not a fan of Downtown. It looks cool. I hate this level. This is one I always go and complete last. Oh yeah, absolutely. Hope the rest of your day goes well. Grim, if you're going back to work. Tekken 3. Yeah, I didn't have that one. That'd be pretty cool if I could I don't know if I still have the demo disc. I have the container it comes in, but I don't know if I still have the original demo disc. That'd be pretty fun to go through at some point. I'm trying to remember if I still have it. Oh. Also, I'll show off a fun little shortcut to actually not doing the whole platforming section to get the secret tape in a bit. I always hated getting the secret tape in this level. There we go. Made myself. Oh, still too fast. I had a job at the mall. I think I've talked about it before. But the mall job was so easy. I used to bring in my Switch, and I used to just play Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2 in there during my shifts. Because it would be literally 11-hour days, and we'd probably see, like, 3 customers. That was a fun job. But it was also, like, boring as hell. That one. Also, you can phase through this wall if you hit it right when wall grinding. Oh, I missed it. But I played a ton of the 007 games, the Need for Speeds, Tony Hawk, Mortal Kombat, Ratchet and Clank especially. I played the ever-loving shit out of Ratchet and Clank. I just actually fixed my capture card too. So when I did that test stream of where I was playing through like Metroid Prime and stuff, um I ended up getting that capture card fully fixed so the audio delay actually isn't like delayed anymore. Um so I want to try and get my PS3 to connect to the capture card. I want to see if I can get that to work because PS3s are notorious for not working with capture cards. Let me. There we go. I think this one's Airwalk. Oh yeah. There we go. He just rolled down the hill. Oh, that gotta hurt. There's the Madonna. I missed it. Okay, I'm gonna show off the quick way to get to this because back in the day, obviously there wasn't a way to what's it called? Like acid drop and shit like that. This level is a lot harder, but because they've introduced that into this level, it makes it significantly easier to skip this whole platforming section. So all you gotta do really is just jump up here. Do a little acid bomb there. And boom, skip that whole segment. Yeah. Oh, I ate shit there. It is really funny how much skill you lose playing games when you have to multitask. It's like I'm not the best at Tony Hawk and stuff like that. I would say I'm like medium skill. Like I can get a million points in a 2-minute run and stuff like that, but like I'm not doing the type of stuff that's like really high up there. Ever play Rocket Power? It sounds familiar. Rocket Power is not the Disney uh skateboarding game, right? I can't remember if it is. Hey, Ref, good to have you. I'm doing pretty good. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm sorry for the loud sound. This game really doesn't like the Twitch overlay stuff. Skateboarding game. It sounds familiar. Yeah, for some reason, the overlay normally works, but for some reason, whenever I play Doom or a game that uses Unreal Engine, it completely like freaks out. I gotta figure out why it does that, because I don't know how if it was picking up on the stream side at all, but it like absolutely nukes the audio. I gotta figure out why. Yeah, it's really weird. I gotta figure out what's wrong with it. Oh, they made the Rugrats game. I did play a little bit of the Rugrats game over at a friend's house as a kid. Let me do this one real quick. Go up here. There we go. But yeah, I hope everyone's having a good day today. It was really cold coming in, cause like I pretty much work right next door to my house, so like I just walk, like it's so much easier just to walk there, and it was freezing today. Oh yeah, Rocket Power, yeah, of course. Sorry, I think I misread that. Yeah, I grew up with Rocket Power. I remember they even had, like, I think a Tony Hawk episode. That was one of the first shows I was really into as a kid. I love the change they did with this level. It's so cool. I love the fact that they have it raining and shit. Burnside was always one of my favorite levels in the series. I'm glad they brought it back for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 as well. That should pretty much be enough points for this. Oh man, tell me about it. Like, that soundtrack's so good, especially for 3. I think 3 for me, like, obviously I grew up with 3 the most, so I'm gonna be more biased towards it. But I think for me, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 soundtrack was like the best soundtrack. Like, every single song was a banger. It was so good. Let's see, I hate to bail so soon, but I have to go. Hey, it was good to have you. Yeah, I'll do a ooh banana for you. I don't know why Unreal Engine hates it so much. It just starts playing wind sound effects. But yeah, it was good having you. I'm going to be trying to stream like a lot today. I want to catch up because essentially I haven't been around for like what, a week or two because it was like the sickness, and then I was out in the convention and stuff when I finally like recovered and was able to be around people again and stuff. But yeah, dude, the soundtracks were unreal. The soundtracks were so good. Like I kid you not, like I still listen to them. I still always have them on like my Spotify's. I have like, because essentially my whole Spotify really is just kind of like a Tony Hawk soundtrack. I don't ever really listen to albums. I listen to like 1 to 5 songs from an artist, and like that's kind of it. Oh, I wasn't fast enough for that. Maybe the stat point will give me enough. There we go. Oh yeah. My big soundtracks were Tony Hawk, the Tony Hawk franchise, Need for Speed, and then there'd be games on like the N64 that weren't actual music, but like Rush, or like actual like radio music, but it was like Rush 2. I love Perfect Dark and Donkey Kong 64 soundtracks. Blast Core. Let's see. On the opposite, I listen to whole albums and sometimes whole discographies. Hell yeah. I don't know why I just can't get into the albums. Like, the albums are always really cool and stuff, but oh yeah, absolutely. Like, Perfect Dark's my favorite one. Um, but it was funny, like, I listened to like a ton of music this year, and Spotify was like, I can't remember how many songs. It was like 600 songs or something like that. And then it was like, oh, congrats, you listened to 4 albums this year. I was like, oh shit. And the funniest thing too is I tried listening to more albums this year. And I guess it technically is true, because normally I only listen to like 1 album or something. But oh, I didn't go down the right way. Oops. If I can make it in here. Nope. Um yeah, I just didn't listen to too many actual full albums. Because, like, I'll listen to, like, a lot of different genres and varieties. Most of my stuff, though, will either revolve around the 2000s or, like, grunge music. So, like, I'll pretty much listen to anything around, like, 2000s. 2000s and 90s. There we go. Get that stat point. This car, get that car. Um, I guess it also didn't help as well. My brothers used to burn CDs for me, and they were just like essentially a Tony Hawk soundtrack. There'd be like 20 tracks of like completely different bands. I actually still have some of my first original ones. Alright, let me try to get these and not forget them this time. There we go. There's that. Here, get this. Oh yeah, I actually want to get another little portable CD player, because it is fun. I used to have a little circular one that I would take everywhere with me as a kid. And like they're fun to have around. I know where the last one of this is. Let's see if I can reach it in time. There we go. Yeah, I absolutely love grunge. It's my favorite genre. That objective used to always trip me up because I never realized you had to go Denali. But yeah, Tony Hawk definitely got me into grunge. Also, my dad was a light and sound tech. So, like, he was always working with bands and, like, cover bands and bars and stuff like that. So I got to grow up around a lot of like, those bands and people that are really big into doing rock and stuff. See if I can get this. Hey, there we go. Yeah, I ended up, when I started growing up a little bit more, I ended up helping him out with the lights and stuff. So, like, he would focus on, like, either doing a lot of the sound or set up, like, doing the lights, and I'd take care of, like, having the lights play during the sets and stuff like that. But it's really funny because, like, he was really big into sound. He could just listen to something and know if something was off and how to fix it immediately. For me, I'm terrible with audio, though. I don't know what it is. I didn't, keep up with learning audio, I guess. Oh, I was hoping to hit the side of that. But I still have a good amount of his old sound tech and everything. Oh, really? Oh. I haven't watched a series about a specific person in a hot minute, but I do really love going through and just watching those long ass documentaries about stuff. Ooh, I got everything in here. Let me see. These are always the stats I go for first, is it like these four? Um, but yeah, I love going through like some of those, especially like when it comes to like video game related stuff or music. Like I will just sit there and listen to it like all day. What's also nice is I will have them play like in my headset while I'm at work. So I get to just kind of like chill and like listen to that while I'm like taking care of stuff. Yeah, understandable. I have some bands and stuff that like I wasn't too into for the longest time, and then one day I just like sat down and it clicked. It was kind of like that with Blue October for me. 'Cause like I didn't really listen to them too much. And I was like, yeah, these are all right, but I was like I didn't really fully click with them. And then it was like one day like their music just hit different and I was like, "Oh, holy shit." Oh, I missed it. There we go. For the longest time, my favorite songs and bands were like Audioslave. Audioslave was so good. I love them. Yeah, Blue October's really good. It's a really good rock band. However, it does tackle like a bunch of like deep topics. So just keep that in mind in case you're not looking for something like that. Um, but they're really good. I love them. Yeah, I guess if you do like Audioslave, you'll probably really like them. Uh, Audioslave. I hadn't heard Audioslave in like a long time, because like after like 2013 or so, we just didn't really have anything on. We didn't really listen to the radio or anything anymore, and so I hadn't heard their music in so long. And then one night I had a dream where Like a Stone was playing like in my head, and I woke up and I could still hear like I think it was like the chorus, and like I spent the entire day trying to figure out that song. And I found it and I ended up listening to Audioslave's Like a Stone so much I swear to God, I'm probably like the number one listener to it, to that song, because for like 3 years, it was like exclusively the only song I was really listening to. The first year I listened to like exclusively that, and then like every year since, it still makes it up on like my top 5 most listened. I really like that song. Yeah, that's understandable, especially like some of his more like his more sadder songs with his voice. It definitely will get to you after a while. It pretty much is just Like a Stone is the one that doesn't drain me, but I do know exactly how you feel. Where it's just like you can only listen to it so much. It's like it's good, but it's just a little too much. It's like you have a really nice dessert, but it's like it's just a little too rich. But the last few years I haven't listened to them as much, but I still listen to like a lot of it. Oh, for sure. But I ended up listening to like a lot of Blue October, which usually whenever I listen to an artist, it'll be like 1 to 3 songs. And then for them, I've been listening. I think I have like 7 of their songs on my playlist now. Um, but another artist I really like is Gorillaz. As funny as that is, Gorillaz music is like really cool. I love how they just keep like jumping different genres, and like every song, even in an album, is like completely different. That's one of the few artists that I'll listen to the entire album for. Oh yeah, absolutely. Road Rash had such a good song or like soundtrack. But I think actually Gorillaz I have the most amount of songs on my playlist, which I think is like 20 or something. And Empire. It sounds familiar. Did I complete this? I think I got everything. The only thing I didn't do is Downtown, but I'm fine with skipping Downtown. Downtown's such a pain in the ass of a level. Empire Ants. Oh. I'm trying to think of what my favorite Gorilla song would be. Like, there's just so many good ones. Let's see if I can... Oh, no. I got that one, got that one. Get this one? There we go. And I gotta get this. That. That. Oop. There we go. What do I got now? 5 pilot ones. Where's the last one? Oh, it's right there. Yes. This is 1+2 on Steam. I've bought this copy so many times. I think the only thing I don't have it on is, no, I do have it on Xbox. I've played this on Switch. I nearly 100%ed it on PS4, and then this is the PC release, which the PC version's like really good. It's so smooth. Yeah, I love this 1+2 like remake. It's really good. It's in my top 3 favorite Tony Hawks. And it's funny because I don't even really care too much for some of the 1 and 2 levels. Like, I don't like Downtown, and I'm not a fan of like the school levels and stuff like that. But like the mechanics and like just the way it's been remastered looks so good. Because personally, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 is my favorite one. But I don't like the remaster of 3+4. It's like the 3+4 is just kind of rough. I wish somebody would do like a mod where they backport the 3+4 levels into 1+2, because the engine slightly changed around and the movement and everything like that is a little different than this. But yeah, like this version like plays really nice. It runs on pretty much anything, and it's just so good. It's such a good remaster. I was so sad when they liquefied the company, because like they really nailed how to like make a Tony Hawk game. Let's see, what do I get? Gotta get now 5 hall passes. I think the last one's over here, I think. It's either, no, it's not here, it's up here. There's that. And there's that. There we go. But yeah, this remaster is genuinely one of my favorites. And I was really hoping to like 3+4. Like, I was giving it the benefit of doubt, and I was like defending it a lot. And it's like, I played it. I don't think it's bad. It's just lacking. I definitely want to play through that at some point on stream too, because they actually have music that you can play. Originally, I was gonna throw up some like PS2 music for the stream for this, so it wasn't just completely like musicless. But the problem was, every time I'd turn on music, the Unreal Engine would freak out so badly that I'd actually have to close my entire computer. It's like, damn. I gotta really figure out why it does that. Because it only does it for Unreal Engine games. Okay, what do I gotta do? Wall ride 5 bells. Oh, right. So there's this one. See if I can remember all these. I used to attempt to speedrun this game. Not competitively or anything, just kind of for my own enjoyment. I'm trying to remember where everything's at. Also, if you grind that rail as that school bell goes off, it'll unlock the other segment of this level. There's this one, and then there's one over this way. Where's it at? There it is. copy everything in here. But I was never too big into 4. But the 3+4 versions of 4's maps, the objectives just aren't good. They're not in a way that you can like easily distinguish what the objectives are supposed to be, especially if it's like a new player coming in. Just because they've changed around some stuff too. And it's just very unintuitive. Like even for returning players, they changed around some of the objectives that's like you don't even recognize them. Like there's one where you're supposed to be like getting rid of like school bullies or some shit like that. And you like I think it was like you drop bird feed on them or some shit. And it's completely different because in the original it's like you're shooing off like seals from the thing, and you got to do something completely different. So it's like not only is it confusing to new players, it's confusing to old players as well. Especially since it doesn't tell you what you got to do. Yeah, it's weird. And it's just like they try to do the objectives from 4 with none of the context. So it'd be like, oh, you got to collect these like the purple elephants. And originally it places you directly in front of where the lineup is for the elephants. But like in the remaster, in the remake, they don't do that. And like they'll just randomly disappear because you're not going down the specific trail it wants you to. Last time you played on PS2? Damn. Yeah, pretty much. Cause it's like that's kind of essentially what 1+2 does. It's a good. It's like it feels like Tony Hawk American Wasteland, but like toned down and like refined really well. And then 3+4 changes up some of the tricks and changes up the mechanics. And it sucks because like the team that made this was originally making 3+4, and they didn't get too far into it before they were like liquefied into the Call of Duty company. And the other team took over. And what sucks as well is it was during the time too, because like that poor team, Iron Galaxy, had to like crunch to make 3+4. Like not only did they have to crunch, they had the fans hating them, and they had like all kinds of shit, and then they were forced to also use AI for some of the levels. All the remade levels have like some AI art in them. The skateboards have AI art used on them. And it's like it's such a like unfortunate set of events. It's just like the Iron Galaxy was doing the best they could, but it's just like it's just a shame. Like there is really cool stuff that was added in 3+4. Like I like all the customization with like the unlocks and stuff, and the extra characters that were added in, and the 3 new levels are really good. I'm genuinely impressed that we got good levels in like a modern era, because we've not really been fortunate at all. Oh, we've not really been fortunate at all with getting good levels in Tony Hawk games. So like Water Park was really good. The arcade one's really good. Oh, what's the other one? I can't remember what the other level is. I remember it being fine though. Also, I'm not sure if an ad break just hit, but I'm gonna BRB really quickly. That way, in case the ad plays, that way I can refill my drink. Because I'm starting to get like a little hoarse from talking. So I'm going to BRB real fast. Alright, be right back. Give me like 30 seconds. Alright, I am back. I just had to grab a water real quick. So is this audio coming through? There we go. Let me restart this. At some point, I wouldn't mind going through the other Tony Hawk games as well and playing them. I know they all run relatively, like, really fine on, like, Dolphin and stuff. Oh, missed it. My favorite thing about the old Tony Hawk games, too, was the fact that it had so many cheat codes. And the fact you could just unlock everything without actually having to, complete it. Because, like, if there's ever a time that you didn't have a memory card or anything like that, you could just put in, like Passport or, like, Backstage Pass and stuff like that and just get all the characters for 3. And, what else was there? There was, like, there was the whole cheats list. And there was the demo that you could get in 3. Like, so many different really cool things. Yeah, like, oh god, what was there? 'Cause I used to play with the cheats all the time. It was like, my brothers would always show me, like, all the little cheat codes and everything like that. And it was always a fun time. Especially with the Game Shark and shit. But, like, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 also had, if you named your custom characters specific names, you would actually unlock secret skaters that were based off of, like, developers or developers' kids and stuff like that. Like, that was really cool. Go into here. There we go. Try and get this. I always love this little section in the back. It just made the level feel a lot more alive. Funny enough, I don't like downtown. Downtown is my least favorite level in kind of like the franchise, but New York is one of my favorite levels. I don't know why. I think it's mainly because like the objectives in downtown are just really bad. Especially the Three Gaps one. That one's like the worst objective in the game, I think. But like this one's just really fun. What do I gotta do now? I'll lay the hydrants. But at some point, I definitely love to go... Look away for a second. I would love to go through and maybe 100% Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Maybe not like the gaps and stuff, because I know some of the gaps can be absolutely miserable. But like going through and like playing through all the characters and everything, I think that'd be a fun time. Yeah. That one worked. I love the fact that if they crash into you, it counts. Because normally you gotta jump over it. Yeah, I think there's three. There's three cars. Also, if you get them right, they will just absolutely combo you down the highway. I was trying to see if I can get them to do it there. See if I can get him to do it here. Nah, he hit me the wrong way. I do really like the fact they got him to look, the cars not to look stiff either. Because I think that's something that 3+4 kind of struggles with too. Is like, you know how like on the PS2 the cars kind of were very just janky, they're very stiff when they drive. I really appreciate that they kind of took the time to make these cars actually feel like somebody's driving them. I think that's everything in here. I was never too big into Venice Beach. Especially not on the Tony Hawk HD version. Yeah, it's like they're really good. Like they knew exactly how to like remake these levels, and like they even changed like the time of day and the weather and stuff to times that like is fitting. Like Venice Beach in this looks beautiful. Like I have a whole I wanted to do it for 3+4, but I didn't get around to it. I did a whole thing of like a bunch of like desktop wallpapers that I took of this game because like the levels just look so beautiful. Like they're genuinely impressive. And this is running at high too. This ain't running at maximum. My computer can run it at maximum, but there is little bits of like frame skips when it's on maximum in some levels. So I just leave it at high. But even then, high looks really good. High is what they use on consoles. There we go. Let me get that. And then... That's the wrong one. There we go. What do I got? Restart this. But yeah, like they're genuinely really good. Like I don't know if you've ever seen Tony Hawk Pro Skater HD. They were made by Robomotive. They're the company that made the abysmal Pro Skater 5. This level is absolutely putrid in that HD version. It's really bad. Like it looks good, but like it plays so poorly. Like you can't ramp off anything. The secret tape's like extremely hard to get. That's a game I want to play through at some point too on stream. Cuz like the essentially what they did, it was a cash grab. It was like, "Oh, look, you can replay Tony Hawk 1 and 2 on like Xbox 360 and PS3 and it's been HD remastered. But the engine's really bad. Like you don't move fast at all. It's missing mechanics. That was kind of funny looking. It's missing mechanics and it's just not fun to play. And it doesn't even remaster all the levels. It remasters 7 of them. 7 of like the 20 levels. And I think it's Warehouse, Hangar, School 2, I think. Downhill Jam. Oh, what's the other ones? Venice Beach. Marseille. I think Marseille's actually the last level in it. It's missing. Yeah, it should have been a demaster. It played like shit. The character designs were really bad and there was like barely any unlockables. It did have some cool stuff though. It had the pro mode where like once you beat the campaign, once you 100%ed it, you actually unlocked the second campaign, which was really cool. That I really appreciated. I thought the levels looked really cool too. I think this one ultimately looks better, but I think what they did with the levels in there looked really good. Um, but it was genuinely like just a really bad. And then they had the infamous revert pack. So if you spent, I think it was like $5 or something like that. Mind you, the game's only $15. So keep in mind the game's $15. Um, you would unlock the revert. It did not come in the base game. So you actually had to buy the revert. Usually a lot of people are like the most mad about that. However, it does come with 3 levels from Pro Skater 3. And they're a lot harder because they come after essentially the campaign. So all their levels are significantly harder in like more points you need and everything like that. But that came with 3 levels, the revert, and I think like a few extra skaters. When I got it, I think I got it for like $3, and then the DLC was $1. So I got my money's worth out of it. And as frustrating as that game is, I still kind of like to like turn it on occasionally and play through it. It's almost like a palate cleanser. Oh, I missed. It's like you play through that and then you play through this. It's like, damn. Really elevates just how good the 1+2 is. There we go. What else I got? Restart this. One of the hardest things to do in the HD version is getting the secret tape. For this, it's relatively easy. So just pop up here, hit this, boom, got it. Like that's super easy. That's really easy to do. But the physics in HD just does not work like that. So it's near impossible to get it. It makes me think that after playing PD on PC, I can't go back to emulate. Oh yeah, that's how I feel. Because like I love Perfect Dark. It is my favorite game ever. And it's just like after playing it on emulator and the XBLA version and the PC port, it's near impossible to go back to the original console. Like holy shit, it runs well, it quote unquote runs. It's impressive that they even got it to run on the N64, but it's like, man, that thing's rough. Let me restart this. Let me try to get these transfers. Also, trying to get these transfers on HD was near impossible, too. Oh, absolutely. The way... I still think they could have had Perfect Dark run better on the console. So, how they have... let's go to GoldenEye first. How they have GoldenEye run is essentially it loads in whatever you can see. If, let's say, you can see the mountains over a doorway, it'll load the mountains. It won't load anything under the mountains, but it'll load the mountains because you can see it. Everything loads in by portal, which essentially is like the chunks. Like the chunks of the levels. And, that's why GoldenEye, for the most part, runs really well on console. With Perfect Dark, it doesn't load by portal except for the multiplayer. The game loads in chunks instead. So, a good example is... Oops. A good example is the first level. Instead of it loading in, let's say... what's it called? Oh, it flung me off the site again. Damn. Instead of it loading in, like, essentially what you can see, it loads in the entire level. And that's why it runs so piss poor. Oh, that's fucked. It keeps launching me on the off the side. It's not supposed to be doing that. But it loads in the entire level, essentially. Which is why it runs so poor on real hardware. I want to go through one day and do a breakdown video of how Perfect Dark loads. Because, like, there's a reason why it loads so crusty and, like, has such frame rate issues. Yeah, pretty much. And it's like, not only that, it loads in areas that you wouldn't even think it does. Like, for example, in Area 51, the UFO is loaded in at all times. You can't see it, but it's loaded in. Oh, yeah. It's got the lighting, it's got the AI, it's got more pathing blocks and everything. It's amazing that that game even runs. Like, it's genuinely impressive. There we go. Ooh, good shit. What you doing? Major props for anyone who can work on the Perfect Dark engine in the editor, because holy shit. I'm not sure if you've seen the GoldenEye mods I've done, but I originally started working on Perfect Dark mods, and I was like, man, there's not that many Perfect Dark mods out there. I kind of want to be like the one to make mods. And then I loaded it up on the editor, and I just saw all the menus and all that shit, and I went, understandable. So I kind of went to GoldenEye all this year so I can learn more about how to do the editor. That way I can, like, come back and tackle Perfect Dark and stuff. Because it's like, it's so much. Because people give shit to Rec and stuff. Because they're like, oh, why is GoldenEye X not out? It's like, look at that editor for 5 seconds, and you'll understand why that editor's, or why GoldenEye X isn't completed. Like, it's... Ooh, fair. I would love... Because, like, also something I noticed, too, is it's not properly polished the same way GoldenEye's editor is. It definitely... Perfect Dark's inclusion was definitely, like, an afterthought. Because if you go and listen to the sounds, like, they named the sounds and stuff, and you can clearly tell that, like, they didn't fully understand Perfect Dark, or, like, where things came from. Ooh, good shit. I'm definitely excited to see something for that when it comes out. They had one where it was like, it's like, oh, Mr. Blonde talking or something like that. And it wasn't that. It was like Joanna like panting or some shit. And like there's a lot of sounds in the editor that just like mislabeled and stuff like that. So I definitely wish there was a better editor for it, or like it got updated. Because I was actually doing a fun little Perfect Dark demake in GoldenEye, and I extracted a ton of sounds from it, and like I had to go through all of them. I'm like, what the hell is this one? It was like, oh, this one apparently is like the Reaper firing, and it was the attack ship alarm. Instead, it's like, oh, it's like that's not it. That's not it at all. This is one of my favorite levels. I love this one. I still need to learn how to do Blender. Aries taught me a little bit about Blender, and I was making a map for it. Um, my big thing is I will start like 5 different projects, and then tackle them slowly. And then what sucks is if I end up getting busy with something, like especially since like I'm constantly being called in for work and shit. Um, if I end up not being able to get around to working on them, it's essentially 5 mods that aren't getting updated whatsoever. But I was working on some Call of Duty maps because I thought they'd be fun to demake. And then I was working on a custom map as well for GoldenEye. Because something too is... Ooh, okay. Oh yeah, like there's so many. I've worked on so many because like shit you not, what I'll do is I'll be like, oh, this would be a fun mod. I'll be working through it, and then I'll get another idea midway through, and then I start working on that one, and then I'm working on both of them, and I'll start working on a third one. Because something I'm doing as well is every single one of the mods I work on, I use it to gain a little bit of experience to work on like my really big mods. Like I have a Doom Reimagined mod that's coming out that's gonna have Doom maps in it. Um, the Perfect Dark demake, and then I have like a shitpost mod. And what I do is I take knowledge from these smaller mods and I transfer it back into the bigger mods. Oh, I love the Golden Slapper one. That was one of my favorites. I had such a good time. The animations, some of the animations are actually hard coded that you can't knock them back. But apparently Graz figured out that you can actually like go in and remove that, which is cool. I really need to I want to start doing some streams as well. Where I work, like I first started doing streams where I was doing like GoldenEye editor stuff. So like I would show people the editor, I'd show them what I'm working on, stuff like that. But I've kind of just like kind of getting just like a little busy. Oh yeah. Like I've abandoned a few projects that I just realized weren't good. Like I was working on Golden Hills, which is going to be repurposed. Golden Hills was a Silent Hill like mod where every single level had fog, but the problem is due to how some of the levels are coded in, having fog is like a really bad epilepsy issue. Like the screen will flash and everything like that. And I kind of realized it was like, even if I get this to work, it's still not going to be as fun. So I'm actually going to be retooling it and using it in another mod. But I really need to get through and work more on the Doom mod. Right now, Merc is figuring out how to make some extra enemies too, because we want to make a archvile, and like I'm working on making like an imp and stuff like that. So like that's gonna be really fun. I may even show some of that off whenever I do the Perfect Dark next after this. Because like I really like that Doom mod. I want to do 2 versions of that Doom mod too. One is specifically meant for the campaign, and then the second one is going to be meant for multiplayer. Because one, with Gopher, you can actually easily play any GoldenEye mod right through Gopher. You don't need any sort of like RDB or extra files and stuff to get it to run online. And me and Adzi played through the Doom mod in multiplayer, and it was such a blast. It was unreal. Like, it was so much fun. So I want to dedicate a section to just working on making like a multiplayer version. Because like it's going to need a little bit of rebalancing because like the weapons are just going to be a little overkill for multiplayer. Like the super shotgun and stuff like that. But that was a lot of fun. And then I made a mod where it's based off an old British magazine. That's like we don't know if the people were just bullshitting or not, but whoever reviewed the guns was like playing the wrong game. Yeah, it was like, it's like, oh yeah, did you know the Klob is like really good? It's got like, it's very, very well rounded. It's powerful and like all this other shit. And it's only got 9 rounds. So I made a fun little mod out of that. That's one of my personal favorite ones. Yeah, they're like, the Klob was better than the Klob's better than the K7. It's like, what are you smoking? But they had some cool insights because like for some reason the rest of it, it looks like the rest of the review was done after the gun review. Because the levels are all normal and everything, but the weapons are like, oh yeah, by the way, you can go and collect silencers for the PP7. And like there's hidden weapons and stuff like that that are mentioned. And then they're like, oh yeah, the golden gun has like 8 rounds or something. So like that was really fun. I like, my favorite part of doing mods is the weapon rebalancing. I love doing the weapon rebalances and stuff like that. Yeah, it's like it genuinely felt AI generated, which is really funny. It's like, how did you have this so wrong? I missed it again. Oh well. But yeah, that magazine certainly was interesting. This objective used to frustrate me as a kid because I didn't fully grasp how to set up these lips. Almost had it. There. What else I got in? Oh, combos. Let me restart this. But yeah, I really enjoy doing those mods. I had one idea that I wanted to do that I ended up not going with it, is I was going to completely randomize the stats of weapons and then try to balance the game around that. But I ended up not fully going through with it. Maybe at some point I will. I still have all the stats and everything saved. But maybe I'll do like a little bit more different mods and then I'll go back and tackle that. Is that all the goals here? Yep. Yeah, like also this thing. The way I have ideas for modding GoldenEye 2 is ultimately any level I make for it, I'm going to have included in the all-in-one mod. So I can kind of get around making the mods on Perfect Dark. So that's my little way of doing my part with helping out with making Perfect Dark mods. Because it would be significantly easier to make a custom level in GoldenEye and then just porting it over to Perfect Dark. So like I have right now 3 different Doom levels made. I just need to add the portals and everything like that. Which that's going to be a pain in its own right. And then I have the Call of Duty maps. I've got 2 Call of Duty maps that just need texturing. I made the textures for them, but I just haven't textured it myself yet. But I want to get them done and then import it over to the all-in-one mod. Oh, yeah. Oh, I looked away. Damn. Yeah, I really enjoy doing the textures and stuff. Ultimate goals, add-ons make the process for Perfect Dark easier. Ooh, hell yeah. Yeah, because, like, Perfect Dark is such a pain to mod in the editor. Like, fun fact, if you try to edit any of the Area 51 levels and then import it through the background editor, it'll completely break 4 of the levels in the game. The portals no longer work. For some reason you can see through the fences. The elevators stop existing, which is like really annoying. Yeah, because like I've been working on some Perfect Dark mods too. Like they're way simpler than the GoldenEye ones. But oh my god, I casually did a million points. I'm not even looking at the screen. But I tried doing a shotgun and revolvers mod, and I was importing it through the background editor, and it was completely breaking the entire game. It's like, what the hell is happening? So like I have to be very limited on what I do. Currently is little limited focus on multiplayer maps. Oh, understandable. Like the multiplayer maps are like the easiest ones to go for, which if I did more Perfect Dark stuff, I definitely would want to do like the multiplayer maps. Which I guess I technically am doing with GoldenEye, but yeah, trying to do anything with the campaign is such a pain. Because like I wanted to do weapon stat stuff for it too. I wanted to do a version of like what if they did a magazine like they did with the GoldenEye one, where it was just a bunch of bullshit. And then I opened up the stats stuff for it, and it's just like the weapon stats aren't tied to the weapons themselves. They're tied to the fire modes. And the way they have the fire modes written out and like set up is so confusing and convoluted that I was like, I'm not even gonna bother. No. Yeah, oh my god, and it runs so poorly in the editor too. Like, the big thing for me is I'm very impatient when it comes to waiting for loading times and stuff. With GoldenEye, it'll load, like, I want to say probably like 4 seconds or so. Like, it's really fast at saving and loading stuff. And then Perfect Dark takes like 3 to 5 business days. So it's like there's so much more time just being wasted waiting around. Because, like, personally, I like GoldenEye, but, like, it's not a game that I really care to play as much as, like, Perfect Dark. I actually enjoy playing the mods on GoldenEye more than the actual base game. Um, Whereas, like, Perfect Dark, I love Perfect Dark to death. It's my favorite game. And, like, I can just play that all the time. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I think GoldenEye multiplayer is really fun when you just want to, like, set up a casual match with, like, the boys and play. I think it's really fun for that. Like, GoldenEye XBLA is really fun for that. But, like, I love Perfect Dark multiplayer so much more. Already completed this level. What do I gotta do now? I guess it's just these. Um, but yeah, I love Perfect Dark to death. I could just go on forever about how much I love it. And for me as well, I try to also keep in mind, because, like, whenever I tell people it's like, oh, Perfect Dark's my favorite game, they're like, oh, does that mean it's like a perfect game? It's like, no, it's got its issues. Perfect Dark definitely has some flaws and definitely has some issues. But because I'm able to see those issues, I can still find ways to enjoy the game and love the game with its flaws and all. It's like there's definitely some issues that the game has at times, but like I genuinely love that game. It's always been like my favorite shooter. It's always been like my favorite game. Where's he at for this? Yeah. It's like there's so much cool stuff that Perfect Dark has. You shoot out all the lights. Like, the weapons are really cool. I love the fact it's got a good mixture of, like, fake guns and real guns. The sound effects are really, like, meaty. The reloads are really good. Like, it's genuinely impressive how good the reloads are for an N64 game. I remember seeing, like, PS2 games and, like, their reloads. I'm like, man, this ain't as good as, like, Perfect Dark's. Like, it's like, damn. Oh, where's he at now? I know he comes back up here. I think he's over this way. Yeah, agreed. Like, I really enjoy the multiplayer for what it is, but it's like, I don't really care too much for the challenges. Like, I wouldn't mind going through and make my own challenges thing one day to make it more, like, fun and not just, like, ball busting. Um, But like when it comes to like the multiplayer, definitely could have had some more extra stuff added to it. Is he here now? I think he's here. Yep, there he is. And then the last one's over this way. There we go. Yeah, like, I just don't really care for the challenges. I think some of them are fun, but like overall, I just think they're a little too rough. When me, Graz, Adzi, and TH did the 30 challenges, that really solidified that I'm like, I'm completely fine if I never touched these challenges again. Like, some of them are absolutely brutal, especially 3 players and upwards, because the way the AI works is it just, oh, I almost hit it. The way the AI works is just like, it's brutal. They move so much faster than you, and like when they're off screen, they just fucking zoom. And like they can go through geometry and shit like that. Because like you see it in ruins especially. They can just clip themselves right through the what's it called? The big hallway that has like the windows. Yeah. They always know exactly where you are. They'll actually stall you out. They'll sit there and like like hold a spot. Like they're smart little bastards. They're always aiming for the body though, but like you can kind of cheese your way through with that. But like that's the only real thing that you're getting. Their shotgun and magnums fire and reload way quicker than yours. They've got just an AoE of melee. Like it's impressive that they had the AI and stuff working as well as it did at the time, but it's like damn, that's like some of it is just brutal. I'm not sure if you've seen the 4-player challenge streams we did, but that first stream was so brutal. We had like over a second of input delay in any of our movements, especially for like me and TH. It was genuinely like unplayable. We couldn't complete challenge 26 and challenge 30 because it was like me and TH were constantly like walking into walls and stuff because it was just so hard. Yeah, it was bad. It was some of the worst input lag I've ever felt in my life. And like at first it was like, "Oh my god, if this is the input lag that we have to play with, I don't think we're going to be able to complete challenge 26 or 30. Maybe 30. Definitely not challenge 26." And then Adzi and Grazlu labbed out a bunch of net play stuff and figured out how to get the input delay down to like nearly nothing. And we hopped on for that second stream, and at first it was a little rough, but it was like it fixed itself, and it was like, oh my god, this feels so much better. We can actually do this. And we ended up smoking the last 2 challenges. Also, there's no objectives to really do here. I'm just kind of messing around now. But yeah, those challenges with 4-player, especially with the input delay that we had, was brutal. In my opinion, the multiplayer is insanely fun when 1 versus human. Oh yeah. I'm really just jumping off these edges. But yeah, I always liked making, like, when I was a kid, I would make up my own little campaigns, or like my own little missions, and I'd have the second player plugged in, and then I would go and have the bots like hold positions and stuff like that, and then I'd play through. I always enjoyed just making custom little levels or scenarios in the multiplayer. But that was always my thing I did with the multiplayer because like I didn't really care any for the challenges. Like I do occasionally, like I do the 1 through 10, but that was pretty much it. And then when I started really learning how the AI and the code of the game like worked, I would play through the challenges to show people how like you can cheese it and stuff. Like challenge 16 where you get no radar and facility is stupidly easy to beat because the AI will like they'll sit and hold. They'll wait for you to come out of the bathroom. But if you're running over a specific portal in the bathroom where like the bathroom like stalls are, it'll like put them in full aggro and they'll always try to bum rush you into the bathroom because they think that you're clipping up and down and you can just have the proximity mine on the door and just completely win that way. That's the one thing I like about the challenges is being able to find ways to cheese it. Because me personally, I don't care to be like the best or anything like that. I'm completely fine with just being like, ah, this is my favorite game ever. I play it a ton. I'm okay at it. Um, but I really like being able to find the cheeses and the fun little dumb ways to beat a challenge. Yeah, the classic strat. I love it. Oh, understandably. Yeah, I didn't fully I had an idea of how the portaling and stuff worked, but I didn't understand it until I finally got around to looking at the editor years later. But it was like as a kid I knew there was something a little weird. I'll actually show some fun stuff that the portaling does in Perfect Dark in a bit. Actually, let me. I've been doing 2 hours of Tony Hawk. I'm going to start swapping over to Perfect Dark now. I'm debating on what I want to play Perfect Dark with. I may either do like this controller or I may do another controller. Because the last stream, I did it with this one. And then I don't think I did it with. So it's apparently 47 degrees in this room. Holy shit. Doesn't feel that way. I may try to play with this as well. This could be a fun one to set up. Yeah. So this is my steel bowl. It's the Japanese Pikachu controller. The joystick was like brand new when I got it. Like this thing was genuinely impressive. So I had to get a steel bowl for it. It's got a steel bowl in it. It doesn't have any new membranes or anything like that yet, but this one's really nice. I love it. I'll play like Donkey Kong 64 and stuff like that with it. And this one I got this controller is really nice. I'm actually very impressed with these. I wish they mentioned that they were going to do multiple versions of these controllers because I definitely would have waited to get the fun color ones. Maybe I'll pick one up in the future, something like that, but I don't know. But I may play with some of this because this controller is fun. This controller is really nice for platformers. Let me open up my OBS stuff. Turn this off. Let me swap over to Perfect Dark. Turn that controller off. There we go. There we go. Perfect Dark. There we go. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna play with this one. I do have to do a little bit of setup with the PC port though to get the controller working properly. I have one issue with this controller though. Well, there's like two. Um, One is for some reason the startup, like the power button, isn't like one of these three buttons. It's the start button, which is really annoying if you need to hold down the start button for an N64 game. Like what's it? Um Rush 2, for example, if you hold down start and then L and R, you control where the camera is displayed. I think the same thing with Smash 64. Blast Core has, if you hold down the start button when the game starts up, you can delete the main profile on the cartridge, but holding it down on this controller turns it off, which is kind of annoying. Perfect Dark N64 controller, here we go. Yeah, it's like it's really weird that they have it run where they have the power button for it. Like they've got three extra buttons that they could have put it on. I'm just loading up Perfect Dark now. I think this should be it. I'm pretty sure this is the right one. Thankfully, this one won't have audio issues whatsoever. However, it doesn't seem like it wants to run my controller. Support controller. Okay, it reads this. What's the buttons that it actually reads? Okay, so these buttons are very, very wonky. Fire mode, change this to that. Game mode. Pause menu. D-pad up. Right. Left. Down. Oh, you shitting me. It doesn't register this button. That's dumb. This, what's cool is this actually adds one extra button. And you can do, like, I was hoping that you'd be able to do a full crouch with it, but no. I wonder if I could set it for something like this. Yeah, let me just set it for that. But this should look... There we go. A little sensitive, but I can make it work. Let's see. Controller. I put it at like 6. Yeah, that's so much better. So let me fix the audio so it's louder. There we go. I believe this should be the right version too. Yeah, like this looks fine. This should be good. Turn those off. Paintball on. There we go, perfect. This controller is really nice. Like, it feels unbelievably good to control with. They did a patch on the joysticks as well to give them the more proper N64 range, which is really nice. Radio menu. Have this set for that. There we go. Yeah, the 8-bit dough. Like, it's really good. Like, I'm genuinely impressed. I got this on sale for like 30 US. It's my only real complaint, besides the start button, is the grips go downwards, and they can kind of like, it feels a little limited on how you can hold this controller. Because, like, let's say for example, like the PS5 controller, the grips go like they slant out, so like your arms and like wrists can be more lax. But like with this, this is just a general 8-bit dough controller issue all around. But like they just go down, and your arms are kind of like forced to be in this more awkward position. But other than that, like, this thing's phenomenal. The triggers are amazing. The buttons feel really good. They look almost a little sharp, but they're not. They're really smooth. And, like, this thing's phenomenal for platformers. And it's, like, it's impressive how good it is for these shooters as well. It's like, I know Aries and Scott actually fully swapped over to using this when playing GoldenEye multiplayer. Then I can see why. But yeah, this controller is so nice. I love it.
There's someone here.
The one thing that frustrated me with the 8-bit dough controller and the Analog 3D in the marketing scheme is they released these, and then they released the really cool OEM looking one, like the gray one, after everyone already bought these controllers. And then after people went and bought the gray one, then they released the what are they called? Like the see-through ones, like the fun colors. I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's like man, also something a little annoying is whenever I go to reload next to a door, it opens the door as well, and vice versa, which is a little annoying. I love doing this. You just open up this door. Yeah, so every time I gotta do that, I gotta remember that. It's the way the PC controls work with these controllers, unfortunately. But yeah, like they had the analog 3D, and it took forever to come out. And then it's like conveniently the second it came out, they then had the fun colors.
I've got a password problem.
Like immediately, they immediately had them available.
Don't shoot.
The analog 3D is something I'm definitely not interested in getting, but they are cool. I do like them. But in the grand scheme of things, it's like I'd rather just use emulator. And then if I really wanted to play my N64 games, I just have my console here. I could just play my actual N64. I still think they're really cool though. Like, the analog seems like such a cool little piece of tech. Yeah, the same, I agree. Like I was interested in it, and I'm like, I don't really need it. Apparently it also has issues with flash carts as well and stuff. And then, like, DK64 actually has some issues with it. And it's like, it just ended up not being worth it for me, especially for, like, the price point. Like, I can buy a new console for that price. Because it's like, it's really cool. It's a really cool thing. Like, just the ability to be able to, like, overclock your games and, like, just have something that can run on, like, modern TVs is, like, really cool. It's such a cool invention. But it's like, man...
Get her.
Ooh. How hard would it be to make the N64 on FPGA? Oh yeah, I bet. I know Merc has a I think an FPGA, like a Mr. Pi or something like that, and he's got a really cool one, and he was thinking of getting the analog 3D at first as well. But then he's like, I already have this, like, Misters. It's like, I don't really need to get this because that's essentially just what it is. I do wonder in the long run how much this this analog 3D will separate speedruns and stuff, because like for Donkey Kong 64, for example, there's their speedrun segment are segmented between the Wii U and the N64 version, because the Wii U version actually fixes a lot of their like frame rate issues, and in doing so, just crashed. Oh no. I was just kind of talking about the differences between the analog 3D and like real hardware. But like Donkey Kong 64 has two separate categories depending if you're playing on Wii U and N64, because the Wii U actually fixes all of the frame rate issues and shit like that. But the problem is, because it fixes the frame rates and it makes the game run proper, it actually removes a significant amount of the speedrun tech and glitches meant for DK64. But the funniest thing is, despite all of that, because it runs so much faster, you actually end up saving around like 10 to 20 minutes playing the Wii U version, just because like there's no loading times or anything. So they have their own separate category depending on which version you're playing. So I wonder if Analog 3D is going to have any games that are such a significant change in how they run that they'll get their own category. Oh, he started firing immediately. Yeah, because it's like, yeah, exactly. Because it's like, it's so weird because, like, essentially you have to play the game straight. You can't really do any of the exploits and stuff. Like, you can. There's some exploits you can do on Donkey Kong 64 still on the Wii U. But, like, it just makes a lot of the traditional speedrun stuff significantly harder. I ended up doing a 0% run for DK64 on the Wii U, and that was a pain. But that was a really fun time. I don't think I'd ever do a 0% run again, but it definitely was really cool. You essentially can't collect any golden bananas. You can't defeat any of the bosses, and like some other stuff like that, because essentially everything, for the most part, counts as a percentage towards completing the game. He's waiting for me. I know he is. Yep, there he is.
Hey, you!
Something around here's using a lot of power.
I haven't seen you before.
Oops.
Pull the plug on that.
There we go.
Who the hell are you?
Something fun is I love this little Easter egg here. Used to have somebody with those initials and they're like, oh yeah, I made this game, check this out, and they'd show that off. Like, oh look, see, I put my initials right here. Oh yeah, I guess you did make it. and he's like fucking 7 at the time.
Intruder! What are you doing in my lab?
Shut down the experiment.
Being able to swap between the alt fires like this is such a good feature too. XBLA added that and I love it. At this time I didn't yap and forget to do that. Yeah, it is. It's I can't remember the person's name, but it's one of the developers. They snuck that in.
There's someone here.
Being able to aim with this is so good. It's a little... I have a little bit of issue when it comes to maneuvering like this, but like aiming is so unbelievably smooth, it's unreal. I think it's only one of the few places in the game that has an Easter egg like that, because they have the obvious cheese and stuff. I don't think they have really any other sort of like where they put their initials.
Come here. sector. Dr. Carl has got to be nearby.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He gave me a gun. The aim always stays centered instead of moving around on the screen. Yeah. Also, an interesting thing as well is when you turn on your follow lock on, the weapon actually stops looking around. So if you see this, that's something I only learned recently. I do wish there was a way to remove the 40% deadlock on XBLA. I wouldn't mind playing through XBLA on a stream at some point as well, because I really do love the XBLA version. I know it gets a lot of shit from people, but it's a good version, especially for like it only being like $10. Like, it's got a lot of issues and stuff, but it could have been so much worse. There could have been so many more problems, especially for the price. Yeah, that's understandable. The most jarring thing is definitely, the textures. Like the Callisto threw me off. I wasn't a fan of it when I first saw it at first. The character models, for the most part, I do not like. But like I like the Skedar, and I like what they did with a lot of the weapons, and some of the levels look really good. What am I missing? Did I not? Oh, I didn't grab the night vision. I literally was yapping about how I didn't forget anything, and then I forgot the night vision. One of the big contingencies that people don't like as well in it is the dead zones. There's a 45% dead zone on it, which is really brutal. Like, you actually need to have auto aim on because it's that bad. It's not, you get used to it, but it's still really bad. And then another thing is just the music. Because they didn't have the rights to be able to emulate the N64, they had to essentially pull the MIDIs out and then record it through like a different MIDI software, and then implement the soundtrack into the game. So it sounds really muted and very echoey and stuff like that, which is unfortunate. Played it online on Xbox. I tried a bit on Xenia. Yeah, I know the Xenia version's come a long way, because I know for a while Perfect Dark would freak out on Xenia. Yep, I did in fact forget that. Oh yeah, the GoldenEye XBLA is genuinely incredible. It's my favorite version of GoldenEye. It is genuinely such a fun remaster, and it's like so much more accessible. The controls are really nice for it. I love the fact that you can use pretty much any controller you want, and like the online's really good. Like it's, well, technically quote unquote online, but like it's so good. It's usually the way I prefer to play base GoldenEye if I'm to play just the vanilla.
There we go.
You actually know what you're doing. Lock round the first floor. Get to the elevator.
Understood.
I love the fact that they can't see you outside of those specific areas.
Okay,
Maybe at some point I'll have to try XBLA on this controller too. Cause like if this runs this well on this, then it's definitely gotta run pretty good on there. I love doing this to get the rocket launcher early. Get the damn helicopter off you. There we go.
Intruder alert! Oh my God! Hey, you!